Obsessive Love, The Tragedy of Marina and Rafael, South America's interior. Fine rain that fell on that June night seemed to prescribe the tragedy that was about to happen. Marina Almeida, 21, a journalism student, was looking out the car window while Rafael drove in silence through the deserted streets of the neighborhood. She didn't know this would be your last night, but to understand how they came to that fateful moment, you need to go back to the beginning. The day when love and obsession met for the first time. The meeting, March 15th, 2021. The neighborhood academy, where they lived, was busier than normal. It was jiu-jitsu's free experimental class day, and Marina had decided to try something new. At 19, she overflowed energy and enthusiasm for life. "Are you new here?" Her voice made her turn. The man who stared at her was about 24 years old, athletic body, and a smile that illuminated his dark face. "I'm Rafael, assistant instructor." Marina felt her cheeks blush. "Marina, it's my first time." Throughout the class, Rafael was attentive, correcting his posture with soft touches, always with that charming smile. When the class ended, he waited for her to leave. "Do you accept an acai? I know a great place nearby." Marina hesitated for a second, but something in those brown eyes made her accept. As they walked down the Silva Jardim Avenue, Rafael opened the car door for her, a gesture that made her smile. "I haven't seen it for a long time," she commented. "My mother taught me how to treat women well," he replied, "especially the special." That afternoon, between harvested acai and laughs, Marina felt something she had never experienced. It was as if he had known Rafael for years. He told about his work as a security supervisor, his plans to open his own gym, his dreams. She talked about journalism, the desire to work on television, the reports she dreamed of doing. When arrived home that night, Marina was floating. He took the phone and called his mother, Helena, who was traveling to work. "Mom, you don't believe it. I met an amazing guy today. So beautiful, so different, so polite. Wow," from those who opened the car door. Across the line, Helena smiled. It had been a long time since I had heard my daughter so excited. The first months, the dating. It officially started 2 weeks later. Rafael was all Marina had dreamed. Attentive, affectionate, protector, he sent flowers to college, passionate messages during the day, romantic surprises on weekends. "Marina, I love you more than anything in this world," said one of the tickets she kept in a special box. "When we are not together, just close my eyes and we'll be walking by your side. Forever yours, Rafael." Marina's friends soon noticed the change. She, who was always happy, now radiated happiness. Juliana, her best friend since high school, joked that she was shining. "I've never seen you, Mari. This Rafael must be really special." "He is, Ju. It's perfect." The weekends were dedicated to trips in a neighboring city, where they walked hand in hand over the deserted beach, where Rafael surprised her with a romantic dinner. 3 months later, the time came to meet the family. Marina was nervous when Rafael parked in front of her parents' house. "Calm down, love. I'll conquer them as I won you," he said, kissing his hand. Roberto, Marina's father, was a serious, protective man. When he opened the door and saw the couple, their first instinct was to evaluate the boy who had won his daughter. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Roberto. I'm Rafael." The boy stretched his hand firmly. During dinner, Rafael was impeccable. He praised Helena's food, talked about football with Roberto, was respectful and polite. When Marina went to help her mother in the kitchen, Roberto took the opportunity to have a serious conversation. "Look, Rafael, Marina, it's my only daughter. It's like a precious gem for us. Treat it well." "You can let, sir. She's in good hands. I love her daughter and I intend to make her very happy." Roberto nodded, apparently satisfied. Little did he know that those good hands would become the hands that would take Marina's life. The marriage proposal. September 2021. 6 months of dating. Rafael invited Roberto for a lunch, saying they have an important subject to address. He chose a traditional restaurant in the city center. "Mr. Roberto, I'll be straight. I love Marina, and I want to marry her. I came to ask for your blessing." Roberto was surprised by the speed, but the boy seemed serious and determined. "Don't you think it's too early? When you are sure, sir, there is no reason to wait. I have a good job, a house in the Gate neighborhood. I intend to sell it and buy something bigger where we can build our family." Rafael seemed to have an answer to everything. He spoke about financial stability, future plans, how important Marina was. Roberto, even with some reluctance, ended up giving his blessing. "But I want you to wait for her to graduate, just over a year left." "Of course, sir, what Marina wants." 2 days later, Roberto was restless. Something about Rafael bothered him, but couldn't define what. He decided to do something he wouldn't normally do, to investigate. "Let's stop by that address," he mentioned. Carlos told his brother-in-law, just to know the neighborhood. The house at the Gate was simple but well cared for. Roberto played the bell, prepared to invent an excuse any. The woman she answered was about 25 years old, hair tied in a ponytail, and carried a baby on her lap. Behind her, a 3-year-old boy played with carts. "No? Sorry, lady. Are we looking for Rafael? He lives here?" The woman's face closed. "What do you want with my husband?" Roberto's world collapsed. "Husband?" "Yes, husband. Rafael Santos. They are our children, Pedro and Lucas." "Did he do anything?" Roberto murmured any excuse about being wrong and left with a tight heart. "How would you tell Marina?" "The discovery." "Are you sure, father?" "Absolute certainty." Marina was sitting on the living room couch, her face pale, hands shaking. Roberto had just told about the visit to Rafael's house. "Daughter, I saw the woman, the children. She clearly said that she is married to him." "It can't be. There must be some mistake. Rafael, I know, wouldn't do that." But deep down, small details began to make sense. Times when he cleared the last-minute meetings, the weekends when I was busy with work, the cell phone that always kept in the silent. When Rafael appeared in that night, Marina confronted him. "Are you married?" He tried to deny, then minimize, finally confess. "Marina, listen. Yes, I'm married, but it's a bankrupt wedding. I don't love her anymore. You're the one I love." "And the children? Will you say that they are not your children?" "Marina, please. Get out of here. I leave my house." It was the first time Marina shouted with him. Rafael left, but not without before doing a promise. "This won't be like this. You're mine, Marina, The beginning of hell. The first weeks after the discovery were difficult. Rafael called incessantly, sent messages, appeared in college. Marina tried to maintain distance, but love does not disappear overnight. "He says he will separate," she confessed to Juliana. "That was a mistake, that I am the one he really loves." "Mari, for God's sake, the guy lied from the beginning. How can you believe him?" But the heart has reasons that reason is unaware of. After a month of insistence, Marina gave way. He agreed to talk to Rafael. "It gives me a chance to explain, show that I changed." And so, against all the advice, the dating was resumed. But something fundamental had changed. Confidence was broken, and where before there was security, now the distrust reigned. Rafael, who was once attentive, became possessive. I wanted to know where Marina was every moment, with anyone talking, what she was doing. The romantic messages were replaced by constant charges. "Who were you talking to in the canteen with?" "It was Lucas, my classmate. We were discussing television work." "Discussing work? I saw how he looked at you." "Rafael, to that. You're imagining things." But he didn't stop. Each man's colleague was a threat, every smile a potential betrayal. Marina began to isolate herself, avoiding conversations with colleagues not to cause jealousy. The first aggression, December 2021, function end of college. Marina was radiant in a blue dress that enhanced your green eyes. Rafael had promised to pick her up at 11 p.m. "You look too beautiful," he said when she got into the car. But it was not a compliment. It was an accusation. Is it a crime to be beautiful now? Who were you showing up to? That teacher who keeps you drying you? Rafael, enough. No one was drying me. It's a graduation party. Everyone was well dressed. Don't lie to me! The slap was so unexpected that Marina took a few seconds to process what had happened. The cheek burned, but the greatest pain was in the heart. Did you hit me? Rafael seemed to awaken from a trance. Marina, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. You make me crazy. I love you so much that... Take me home. Marina, please, take me home now. The next day, he appeared with flowers, chocolates, tears in his eyes. He swore that he would never happen again, that he would seek help, that he could not live without it. And Marina, inexperienced in the cycle of domestic violence, forgiven. The cycle of violence. The next months were an emotional roller coaster. Periods of calm were followed by increasingly intense explosions of violence. Marina learned to recognize the signs, the tense jaw, the glazed look, the hands closed in fists. "You are different," Helena commented one morning. More quiet, more deleted. "It's okay, mother, just tiredness from college." But it wasn't all right. The purple marks Marina hid with makeup and long-sleeved clothes told another story. Friends began to notice the changes. "Marie, what happened to your arm?" Juliana asked when she saw a bruise. "Ah, I knocked on the car door. You know how disastrous I am." Juliana was not silly. He had known his friend for many years to believe in those excuses. "But I also knew that pressing could push her even more. What's worse is that violence was not unilateral. In some moments taken by anger and frustration, Marina retaliated, nails, slaps, objects throwing. The relationship had become a battlefield where both were mutually sought. "You need help," Juliana tried one last time. "This is not love, it's disease." "You don't understand, Ju. When it's good, it's wonderful. He just needs to control jealousy." The discovery of drugs. March 2022. Marina arrived early on the apartment that Rafael had rented after leaving from home, or so he said. He used the key he had given him and found a scene that left her in shock. Rafael was in the room, curved on the coffee table, inhaling something of a makeshift pipe that was crack. "My God, Rafael, what is this?" He lifted his eyes, dilated pupils, his face upset. For a moment, Marina was afraid. He did not recognize the man in front of him. "It is not nothing, I was just experimenting, work stress." "Exiting? Rafael, is this crack? Do you know what this drug does? It's not your account." The discussion that followed was violent. Objects flew, shouts echoed through the apartment. The neighbors called the police, but when the officers arrived, Marina said it was okay, that it was just one discussion. In the following days, Rafael promised to stop. He swore that he had been the first and last time, that he would never play in it. Marina, desperate to believe, clung to this promise like a castaway to a board. "I will help you," she said. "Let's get over it together." But some promises are made to be broken. The episode of the opposite. May 2022. Marina had decided to end the relationship. The drugs, the violence, the lies was too much. Prepared a speech, rehearsed the words, chose a place public to avoid a scene. But Rafael had other plans. That Thursday afternoon, Marina was in television news class 2 when the room door opened abruptly. Rafael entered as a hurricane, the injected eyes, the tense body. "Marina!" I need to talk to you, now. The teacher Andrade tried to intervene. Sir, it's in the middle of a class, please. Shut up, old. Rafael grabbed Marina by the arm, pulling her from the chair. The colleagues were paralyzed, not knowing how to react. Marina tried to resist, but he was stronger. Rafael, let me go. You're hurting me. Do you think you can leave me? Do you think you can change me for these shit? He gestured to the scared colleagues. If you're not mine, it's no one else. He dragged Marina through the college corridors, deaf to screams and requests for help. In the parking lot, he threw it in the car and ripped it at high speed. Rafael, stop! You'll kill us! But he wasn't listening. Entered the avenue, one of the busiest in the city, and did something unthinkable. It became the car and started driving in the opposite direction. The cars diverted, honking desperately. Marina shouted, cried, begged. The speedometer marked 120 km/h. Death seemed imminent. Let's die together, Marina. If I can't have you, I prefer to die. By miracle, or perhaps for the survival instinct, Rafael deflected in the last second of a trailer. Left the avenue on a side street, the car skidding on the asphalt wet. He stopped in a vacant lot, his hands shaking on the wheel. Marina was in shock, the whole body shaking. When he managed to speak, his voice was a thread. Take me home, please. This time, he obeyed. Abandonment in the thicket. A week later, as if nothing had happened, Rafael appeared with tickets for a festival in Moretes. Marina refused, but he insisted so much, did so many promises that she eventually gave in. Perhaps it was the chance to finish everything civilized. The festival was surprisingly pleasant. Rafael was calm, affectionate, as in the early days. For a few hours, Marina allowed herself to forget the problems and enjoy the music, the food, the Sarah breeze. It was on the way back that everything went. I saw you talking to that guy, Rafael said. Suddenly, the white nodes of the white fingers so squeezed the steering wheel. What guy, Rafael? I just asked where the bathroom was. Liar, I saw how you smiled at him. The discussion climbed quickly. Rafael drove faster and faster along the dark road, shouting accusations. Suddenly it braked sharply and stopped in the shoulder. Down! What? Rafael, we're in the middle of nowhere! Down the car now! He left, wrapped the vehicle and opened Marina's door violently. He pulled her out and pushed her into the thicket by the road. Stay there with snakes and animals. Who knows, some truck driver collects you since that's what you want. The sound of the engine moving away left Marina in complete despair. Darkness was total, broken only by the occasional headlights on the road. The bush, tall it surrounded, full of threatening noises. She cringed by a tree, hugging her knees, tears mixing with the dew of the night. Each noise made her shudder. Snakes? Spiders? Or something worse? Malicious people. It was the longest 2 hours of your life. When the headlights of Rafael's car reappeared, Marina didn't know if she felt relief or fear. He descended, apparently sorry. Enter. Let's go home. She came in silence. There was nothing more to say. The final threats. He said that if I ended, I would kill my father. Marina was in Juliana's room, her face swollen from crying so much. He had finally told his friend everything, the aggressions, the drugs, the threats. Mari, you need to go to the police. This has gone from all the boundaries. You don't understand, Ju. He is capable. When it is drugged, it is unrecognizable. I'm afraid of what you can do. And are you going to live like this forever? Hostage of fear? It took 2 more weeks of insistence from friends and family for Marina to take courage. On May 3rd, 2023, she went to the police station and filed a threat police report. The delegate was attentive but realistic. You need to represent formally within 6 months so that we can take effective measures. I also suggest that you request a protective measure. Marina left with a roll in her hand and fear in her heart. When Rafael found out, the revolver. Do you know what this is? Rafael was sitting on Marina's bed, an object wrapped in cloth in her hands. They had resumed once again. He had promised treatment, therapy, change. Marina watched as he unwrapped the object. His blood fell to see the .38 caliber revolver. What for that, Rafael? Protection. The world is dangerous. He turned the drum, the metallic click echoing in the room. But you know, sometimes I think of using those who cheat on me. Rafael, it's just a thought, love. Just a thought. That night, while Rafael slept, Marina took the gun and hid it at the bottom of his parents' wardrobe. I could not allow him to have access to that. Peace lasted 3 days. Rafael discovered the disappearance of the gun and went straight to Marina's parents' house. Helena answered the door. Donna Helena, I came to get some things I left with Marina. She's not, Rafael. And I think you better, you know things are. Marina took something of mine and I need back. Helena, wanting to avoid confusion and not knowing what it was, he went to his daughter's room. He returned with a bag. And that? Rafael checked the content and smiled. Exactly. Thank you, Donna Helena. You are always so helpful. Only when Marina came home and discovered what had happened did Helena understand what she had done. He had given the future killer the weapon that would kill his daughter. The last days, June 2023. Marina had finally managed to break free from Rafael. They changed the phone number. She left college over different routes, avoided places they used to attend. The internship on the radio was a dream come true. The coordinator had promised that the following week she would begin to make small appearances live. The next step would be the television. I'm so proud from you, Helena said during Saturday lunch. He surpassed everything and is making his dreams come true. It was difficult, Mother, but it's over. Rafael is past. How she was wrong. That afternoon, mother and daughter went to the hall. It was a Saturday tradition, a moment of them, conversations and care. Glad you're taking care of yourself again, Helena commented while Marina lay on her lap. I am rediscovering me, Mother. It's as if you've lived a nightmare and finally awake. Helena caressed her daughter's hair, noticing how she had lost weight, how her eyes had lost some of her shine. But it was improving. Time would heal the wounds. Oh, what an ugly nail is this, Helena joked, looking at her daughter's feet. Mother! Marina laughed, that crystal laugh that had gone by so much time. I'm going to do my nails next week, I promise. They laughed together, enjoying Saturday afternoon, not knowing it would be the last, the fatal night. At 7:30 p.m. the bell rang. Marina was in the room, preparing to go out with her friends. Helena answered. Good night, Donna Helena. Marina, are you? Rafael was different. Calmer, well-dressed, fragrant. It seemed the polite boy who they met 2 years ago. Rafael, I think it's not a good idea. Please, Donna Helena. I just need to return some things from her. 5 minutes. Marina appeared in the hallway. Seeing Rafael, his face closed. What do you want? Talk. Just talk. I have your things in the car. I promise it's fast. Marina hesitated. Perhaps it was the chance to close everything definitely, recover your belongings, put an end point. Okay, but here, let's go for a walk. Marina, Helena tried to intervene. It's okay, Mother. I'll be back soon. It was the last words Helena would hear from her daughter personally. Rafael drove in silence through the city streets. Marina noticed that he was heading in another direction. Where are we going? I need to get something in the warehouse where I work. It's fast. The abandoned shed was in a deserted industrial area. Rafael had lied about working there. It was just a place he knew, where he sometimes took women. Marina was not the first, nor would it be the last. I don't like here, Rafael. It's sinister. Relax. I brought wine. Let's talk like civilized adults." He lit some candles, extended an old blanket on the floor. For one momenta, Marina allowed himself to relax. Maybe they could really talk, end everything mature. The wine was good. The conversation flowed. Rafael looked genuinely sorry, talking about errors, about seeking help. Marina started to lower the guard. That's when he took the pipe from his pocket. "Rafael, no, just a little, to relax. You promised you had stopped." "And I stopped. But today is special, our farewell." Marina tried to get up, but he held her. "Be calm. I won't do anything." She took the cell phone. "I'll call my mother." "Sure. Warns you that you are fine." "Mom, don't worry. I'm with Rafael, but let's go out. He'll take me home." "Marina, where are you?" "It's okay, Mom. I'll be back." He hung up before Helena could insist. Rafael had lit the pipe. The smell of crack invaded the environment. Marina saw the transformation happen before her eyes, his transformation by using the drug. Who is he? Who is who, Rafael? The guy you are cheating on me." "Rafael, there's no one. You know that." "Liar, it was always a liar." He got up, walking from side to side like an animal caged. Marina knew the signs. "I needed to get out of there." "Rafael, take me home, please." "Home! Home! Do you think you can use me and then go home like nothing happened?" "Rafael." It was then that he drew the revolver. The end. The first shot took Marina by surprise. Shoulder pain made her stagger, but she still tried to run. The second shot hit his back. "Rafael, please." He approached, his eyes glazed by the drug, unrecognizable. Marina was lying near a few empty boxes. "You were mine, Marina, just mine." The last 3 shots were at close range. The silence that followed was broken only by the sound of Rafael's heavy breath. Gradually, the fog of the drug was dissipating, and the reality of what he had done began to materialize. Marina property, lifeless. The blood formed a dark pool on the dusty floor. Rafael stayed there for hours, smoking cigarettes after cigarette, drinking the rest of the wine, looking at the body of the woman he had loved and hated with equal intensity. When the sun began to dawn, he got up. With methodical coldness, he changed his clothes, took the money in a safe hidden in the shed, and disappeared in Sunday morning. Marina's body was found on Monday morning by employees of the neighboring company who were surprised by the open door of the abandoned shed. Helena learned about her daughter's death through 2 police officers who played her doorbell at 10 a.m. The world collapsed. "It can't be. She called me Saturday night. He said it was fine." The next months were a blur of pain, investigations, testimonials. Roberto, Marina's father, surprised everyone with her reaction. "I have no angry," he said in one of the rare interviews he gave. "He may be anywhere in the world, but he is a prisoner of his own conscience. He will carry the weight of what he did forever." Helena found comfort in her faith and the certainty that Marina was at peace, and Rafael had disappeared completely. Some said they saw him in the neighboring country. Others swore that he was in a distant state from there. The truth is that he became a ghost.